What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are. It's the 20th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $1.91 with 7.5 hours left in this day. This wonderful Tuesday morning, afternoon, whatever it is for you out there. Maybe it's an evening time. We're dropping down. We're down about 3.6% today, but providing a higher low nonetheless. It's very likely that this was the low of the move overall to the downside. We can come back down to it. We can go lower. That's a possibility, but from a low to a high here, I doubt that we'd go too much lower than this. It's not extremely uncommon, but it's uncommon, let's just say, to break through this zone without at least finding support on it first. Okay. And that's what you did. It's uncommon to do this, and that's what you did. It's extremely uncommon to do that and to break through your 100 level to go to your extensions without getting some type of volatility at least back up to this area or higher. With that being said, it's completely possible that we could go lower to the extensions right here. Maybe we had our pullback. Maybe that's exactly what this was here. I just don't think so. I don't think, in the context of looking at this on the daily time frame, I would think that we still have a day with destiny. Even if, and I'm not bearish, I don't think this is going to happen, but let's just say I was. Even if this were to happen, even if we were to go to $1.62 to $1.46, statistically speaking, we're very likely to go back to prices at around $2.07 to $2.15 first before going down lower. But I don't think we're going to go down lower. I'm just saying, statistically speaking, from here, we might go to the 786 and bounce, the 886 and bounce, whatever it is, but we have a day with destiny in this zone or higher. And I think the or higher option is going to come into play here over the next couple of weeks. I want to look at the short-term stuff and then zoom out, okay? 1 hour time frame here, but again, I just want to prepare you. We really could go slightly below here. I don't believe we would go lower than $1.83. If we go below $1.83, that's going to be scary. We're looking at $1.63 to $1.46. Okay, if we go below $1.83, but I confidently believe we will not go below there. 1 hour time frame here. We had a lot of volume. Something happened. I don't know what it was, but something happened here on the 18th. I'm kind of curious because it's almost reminiscent of what happened on the 10th of October. It's nothing close to what happened on the 10th of October in 2025, but it was just a sudden shift, and there was a lot of volume. And there was a sudden shift all at the same time across every exchange, a lot of volume on every exchange for various pairs, for almost every pair in the space. Any pair that's on Binance and Coinbase, every single one of them had the same drop with a lot of volume. So something happened here. And I don't think that we're just going to rip right out of it because something happened here. I think it's going to take time for things to kind of develop, and then we can start to rip out of here, right? It's going to take time. So it's not going to be today. It's probably not going to be this week that we start to recover, but next week and the following weeks that we start to recover. 1 hour time frame looking here. As we're dropping initially, a lot of volume. Here we're dropping. Volume is dying off. It's a good sign. It's not bad. Especially because we're below the closing point here. Volume's dying off. That's a good sign. The RSI does look bearish. The stochastics are bearish. The MACD has bullish divergence, but still bearish. The 4 hour time frame has bullish divergence on the MACD. The stochastics are bearish. You have bullish divergence on the RSI as well. But you can keep coming down on the stochastics. You can keep coming down on the RSI. You can keep coming down on the MACD and in the price and still maintain these bullish divergences. Technically, you have bullish divergence on every indicator, but I would just think here, you get rid of that divergence if you go below this low on a closing basis. You'll probably keep this divergence across all these scales as long as you're closing like above $1.85 or $1.86 even. So I think you will. I stand by it. I don't think that we go below this low. I think that we hold that as a low. Or maybe if we do go below this low, it'll be in the form of a wick only. We will not body that low. Okay, we will not see a candle close below that low. That's my expectations. And I think we're closer to a support point than we are to a breaking point to the downside. Daily time frame, looking at this here, the RSI is at the same area that it typically is whenever we bounce. It doesn't mean that we can't go lower, but I mean, typically we bounce. This RSI is on a scale of 100 to 0. Typically, when you're below the 40, between the 40 and the 30, that's where you bounce. And that's been the case. That's been something that's been true, I mean, since really, I guess more predominantly true since August of 2024. That's just been the kind of case. So we're in that bouncing area now where we can really, when we could bounce right here, we can go a little bit lower, but again, just a little bit lower, if anything. I highly doubt we go below these lows. Daily time frame looking at the RSI, bearish here, but bullish overall. Stochastics are reset. We're bullish on the stochastics. The MACD is bullish as well, and you've reset, come back to the 0. This is actually a good place to bounce from. I think I've actually made this comparison before, where here you broke out, came back to the 0, and then we bounced. Right, relative to this, you really picked up the pace with this move and started moving here. Even here, even here, we broke above the 0. We came back to the 0 to find support, and we bounced. We cooled off. We reset ourselves, and then we moved up. We had a nice move up afterwards, right? We're in that kind of moment here where we're at that reset, having a nice move up afterwards. That likely takes us to about 270, 290, somewhere in that zone. I'm in favor of that, probably 280 area specifically. But we'll see. Hit that like button, subscribe. I assume that we'll be up here by the end of the month, 270, 280. If not by the end of the month, then surely the first couple of weeks of February we'll be up here. Okay? Soon enough, my friends. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.